on the shores of Lake Michigan. It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. This is Kevin Harlan with my broadcast partners Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, checking out Joakim Noah here. What can we expect from him?
Well, the big thing with Noah, Kevin, is that he's a hustle player. He gets on the glass. He's a tremendous offensive rebounder, and his long arms allow him to block shots defensively, get out and cover pick and roll with those quick feet. So this is a player who does a lot of things well. And that dedication also...
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scott here at 4K Gaming. Thanks very much for joining us. As you can see, we're back playing NBA 2k14, my career, episode 6. It's been a relatively steady start without doing anything overly impressive. Our centre appears to be third choice, I believe, but that was horrendous. We're cracking on. Let's see if we can force our way onto the court. Here we are, we're into the game. A couple of minutes in. Oh, that's not what I meant to do.
And Rush kicks to Williams.
Never a good start.
Pass to the machine. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
That's a bit better.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
Heinrich passes to Butler. Pass to Gibson. Knocked loose and stolen by Williams. And Rush with a clear path to the hoop. The score now all even. Rush has got his first bucket in this one.
And that almost feels like 2 buckets coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it ties the game, Clark. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, we're right back to even.
And Utah making a change here. Jefferson's checked in. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hey, guys. Well, Tyrone Corbin had some advice for the team in that last huddle. He made a point of telling the guys how vulnerable the defense they're facing is to the pick and roll. That'll be a play we see them run a lot this game. Also, he wants them building a wall around the rim defensively and forcing shots to come from the perimeter, not in the paint. We'll be watching how these adjustments work. Kev, there's still a lot of time left in this game.
And thanks for that story, Doris. Burke kicks to Jefferson. And no good. And a chance to take the lead. There's a minute 47 left in the first. Butler dishes to Gibson. Poked away and out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. Fourth, the Bulls.
Now, they've been solid defensively, maybe a little fortunate at times when teams have had off nights, but overall, pretty solid defense.
.137 left in the first quarter. Lucas the pass to Rush. Here's the machine, defended by Butler. Here's the machine, and that is good. The machine's got his second basket of the night.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. Defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Yeah, they're getting exposed right now.
T kicks to Gibson. Lucas against T. Lock at 6. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. For the Utah Jazz, they come in off a loss to the Celtics in Boston.
Yeah, I thought their defense in that game was about as shaky as it could be. At home, that kind of defense isn't going to cut it. Never mind if you're on the road.
They really look tired to me, and I don't know if they had travel issues or if they were out too late, but something was amiss because they had no energy.
Gobert
I'm really not very
for
good.
Utah.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too.
Butler against Lucas. It's blocked. Here's Muhammad, and there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Derrick Rose is checked in for Chicago. Utah's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. To the paint. Here's the machine, covered by Muhammad. No good from the machine.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yep, they were ready to go right from the opening tip.
Teague kicks to Muhammad. That's good, and so Teague with the assist.
What a finish with that hoop.
From half court. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first.
Coming up next Monday night, November 11th, Al Horford and the Atlanta Hawks go up against the Charlotte Bobcats.
Now the second quarter.
Back on the bench for the second quarter.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle.
We're down by 4.
Here's Noah. He had 10 points in the win against the Pacers in Indianapolis.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
Here's Noah. 6 points for him. Dang goes in with the floater, and goaltending is going to be the call. So they get the basket there anyway.
And you got to have perfect timing to knock down that teardrop.
Jazz trail by 6. Burke kicks to Williams. He feeds it to Burke. To the wing right side. Williams outside. That's good. Williams has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there.
Noah the screen. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Brandon Rush was checked in for the Jazz. Utah's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And there's the 3-second violation.
Now it's some numbers for Joakim Noah. What a year he had last season. He's around 12 points a game, 11 rebounds, and better than 2 blocks as well. And he gives them a nice rotation underneath with his size.
Well, not a lot is lost, Steve, when he comes in to relieve the starting bigs.
Richard Jefferson, he's checked in for Jeremy Evans. And there's the call by the official.
Wow, we're doing quite well on the goaltending front.
Call.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Jazz trail by 7. And Rush kicks to Burke. Out to the right wing. It's Jefferson with the drive. Outside Williams, beyond the arc, and he gets it to go. Williams has got 6 here in this quarter.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that 3.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, a talented young front court duo for the Jazz in Derek Favors and Enes Kanter. This summer, they worked out with Jazz legend Karl Malone, one of the all-time great power forwards in NBA history. Whether it was positioning and a technical trick or just the mental aspects of taking on a star role, guys, you couldn't ask for a better teacher.
No question he can help. Thanks, Doris. And Utah making a change here. Gobert's checked in. The machine passes to Jefferson, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 3rd in opponent points per game, 8th in rebounding, and they were in the top 10 in assists. A lot of good passers on this team and guys that are willing to make the extra pass as well.
I just like the way they got after it defensively. You talked about the fact they were in the top 5 in the league in opponents' points per game. So this is a club that had a plan each and every night, and they executed that plan. They played really hard. They played together. They covered up for one another. And all in all, that was an excellent defensive club.
Inside, rejected by Rush. Jefferson dishes to Burke. Out to the wing. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Yeah, some good matchups. And I'll tell you, that Pacers game definitely has caught my eye.
Guys, there were a lot of questions about what went wrong for Utah last year as they saw themselves slip from a middle-of-the-pack playoff team to being on the outside looking in at the playoffs. One reason was their play on the road.
The kick out to Dang. Shot clock at 3. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Dang's got 4 this quarter.
And guys, Dang has developed into a very good shooter, especially off spot ups or maybe one dribble pull-ups. He's got range. He's developed that out to the three-point line, but he really likes to go to that mid-range area. 1 or 2 dribbles into the paint, he'll rise up and shoot right over the top.
But you know what I like about him most, Steve? Dang is a very well-balanced player. He does a lot of good things offensively, but he's just as good at the defensive end. He's a big key to his team's tough defense.
As you said with the Jazz last year, getting wins on the road a big problem for them, and they just couldn't keep up in that category. You know, Steve, with other teams vying for a playoff spot.
Yeah, they finished 13-28 on the road, and that was what kept them out of the postseason. They just have to improve in that regard this year if they're going to get into the playoffs.
Here's Rush, defended by Butler. The machine passes to Gobert. Down low. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from the machine.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, you know, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
And a tight game here as we end.
Coach, what do you think of the team's defensive approach tonight?
Right, half-time, 2 points in it.
Brought to you by Sprint.
It's been a better performance without really doing anything spectacular.
The Sprint halftime report presented by Sprint.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no
back on the
ground
bench
given
for
through
this-
the first half. Third quarter
for this
starting here
quarter.
now. What a game.
We're all evened up by the time I come back on.
Outside Butler. The feed to Dunley. Outside Rose. Rose off the pick from Murphy. Rose with the ball. Now guarded by Lucas. 5 on the clock. And Gibson kicks to Butler for the lead. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Butler's got 7 now in this quarter.
Well, since we hit half number 2, he's finally come around. The first half was not his best, obviously.
Lucas the pass to the machine. Back to Lucas. Nice ball movement by Utah. The tray, and he gets it to go. No problem on the 3 from Burks. Burks has got 11. Oh no, he may have gotten injured right there. He's in a lot of pain.
No, this is the last thing you ever want to see at a game.
You know, at this point, we can just knock on wood, say a prayer, and wish him the best.
Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. Jefferson comes in for Burks. Ozzie Muhammad's checked in for Chicago. Gibson dishes to Rose. Back to Gibson. Feeds it to Butler. Kicks it to Rose. That's blocked. And they'll keep possession.
Oh, come on.
1:56 left here in the third quarter. Lucas the pass to the machine. Rose against Lucas. Outside Jefferson. Goes up on the high post and misses it off the right side of the rim.
You know, with Derrick Rose out, a lot of people thought the Bulls would flounder last season, guys, but they were still one of the tougher teams in all of the East, in part because the culture of toughness and next man up has been instilled in that group from its coaching staff, starting with Tom Thibodeau. I don't think this takes away anything from how great Rose is, but I think it certainly speaks to how bought in and committed to the team that every man on that roster is.
And it's time for an injury report. Now let's check in with Doris Burke to see how Alec Burks is doing. Doris?
Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for the Jazz. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. You would hope that an injury like this one, coming so early on in the season, won't linger and bother him the rest of the way.
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
Well, knowing him, Kevin, I'll bet he can put it behind him as quickly as possible.
Let's hope so, Steve. I know everybody's looking forward to seeing him back out there.
That one goes. Count it. Lucas has got his first points of the game. Well, back to the Chicago Bulls team, you got to give a lot of credit to the culture of defense and effort that Coach Tom Thibodeau has created there, Steve.
Well, they weathered Rose's absence remarkably well, advancing in the playoffs, giving Miami all it could handle. And you wonder, with the healthy Rose now and all these other players having developed, is Chicago a championship caliber team? I think they are.
I agree. Here's the machine, covered by Muhammad. Here's the machine, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. He's got free throw attempts number 4 and 5 here.
You know, guys, you look back to their last game, he was off from the charity stripe all night long.
And you wonder if that's not still on his mind today.
And he ends up.
Come on. This is ridiculous.
Knocked away. Here's Burke. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels 3 quarters of play in a close game here.
1 point in it.
They lead
Coming into the last.
And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway.
Monday, November 11th, Ty Law.
And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Well, this is what you talk about when you have the offensive play coming together based on tremendous passing. It's the rhythm and flow that occurs that makes this a beautiful game.
Here's Burke.
We're back on the bench.
And so Chicago takes this
And
one.
we got hammered in the last quarter.
And this one was such
I believe, yeah,
lopsided
90-77.
They were full throttle from the start.
And a chance now
I
to
can
Central
only
with
believe
Doris
that's
Burke
because I didn't
standing
come
by on
onto the
sideline.
pitch, onto the court for the last quarter.
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Carlos Boozer. And Carlos, a great night on the boards for you and the team. How does this type of performance solidify that aspect of this team's identity?
We know we're a good rebounding team, but when we're a great rebounding team, we can be anybody. And that was a focus for me, focus for everybody.
It was a great performance on the glass, Carlos. Great job. Gentlemen, back to you.
Thank you, Doris.
Well, there you go. There's another episode of NBA 2k14 My Career. Thanks very much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and follow us on